We get a lot of people who reach out to talk to us, and sometimes they say, hey, can I maybe just talk to one of your members, someone who works with you guys and uses our services and things like that to grow their art business. So the lovely Allie Cantrell is joining us here to do just that. She's been a member for years now. I'll let her talk. I just want to do a quick intro, and then I'll kind of get out of the way, let you guys ask and answer questions. But yeah, been killing it. She's super, super talented, and really just, it's a pleasure and an honor to have you join us here, and yeah, just talk with some other artists and see where they're at and answer any questions. But anyways, I'll let you introduce yourself and take over. And yeah, if you guys need anything, I'm here too, but I'll just get out of the way.
All right. Thanks, Joseph. Hey guys. So like he said, I am a member of Art Storefronts. I have been with them since, I think it was maybe early summer 2018 that I signed up. So a little over 4 years now, right? And yeah, when I first signed up, it wasn't long after signing up that I decided to pivot my whole art business. I had been playing around with a lot of different ideas, trying to figure out what worked best for me and what sort of niche to focus on. I ended up deciding on these pet portraits and completely changed my business model, changed everything, did a huge rebrand, and created a business called BunnyPigs for my pet portraits. And I always tell people that Art Storefronts played such a huge part in how I launched this business, because I went through all of their playbooks, all of their marketing advice, their calendars, and used that method to basically launch it. And it blew up. It was like, I don't really say it to brag on myself, but just to kind of show how valuable all the knowledge is that they provide you with is. I think it was within about 4 months or so of me starting the business, I had so many commissions that I actually had to shut down orders and start just doing booking days. And so I would open up orders just on certain booking days, and sometimes those would sell out within 15 minutes or so. But even then, even growing from there and learning how to just manage the workflow, like everything, like Art Storefronts was really great at helping me just figure out the best way to streamline things. So these days, I'm actually taking a little bit of a step back, even from the pet portrait business. I still do some of that, but have even started doing oil paintings, these really large oil paintings, and am about to be launching my second website with Art Storefront, which I'm really excited about. So I'll be diving back into the playbooks, just like I'm a new member, kind of refreshing myself on everything to start doing. It's, as before, it's a little bit intimidating, but also exciting. And, it's great strategies that they provide. So I don't want to just monologue about my business, but I am here to take any questions. If you want to, raise your hand or just chime in with a question, please do that. Or if you want to throw a question into the chat, that's just why I'm here today, to chat with you guys. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, anybody who maybe has a question, you can just raise your hand or do the little hand raise on the Zoom. We did learn the other day that if you hold your hand up, it actually might read that, which is really that it does that now.
Doing that on my iPad, it was so interesting. I just talk with my hands and kept accidentally raising my hand. But
oh, Melody, looks like she's got a question. Let me unmute you. Oh, there you are. Sorry, the screen shifted. There you go.
There. Hi, Amy. I was wondering, why are you going to launch a second website? Is it because it's such a different type of work?
Yes. Yeah. So I believe very strongly in the importance of niches, like focusing solely, because obviously the pet portraits are going to be a very different audience than what these paintings are. And so I believe in having things separated in order to better target those audiences. But yeah,
Okay.
that's why.
Mhm.
Do you paint different types of art yourself, Melody?
Well, I do. I do both 2D and 3D. So I've always wondered how this could really work for me. I almost feel like I must have to select one or the other.
Do you find, is there a 2D and 3D art? Is it similar subject matter though? Because I find that's more so the reason on my separating them, because it's different
Yeah.
subject matter. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
subject matter. One informs the other. They work together sometimes.
okay, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to structure things. I think I know some people might start with having a variety on their website, but then as you kind of start to see one really take over and become more successful, you can focus more on that one in order to really niche down into that. But,
Very cool.
Thank you.
Question.
Yeah,
all right. Anybody else have questions? We got a couple from the chat here. Kim is asking, Allie, how did you decide, or did you have to decide to limit your art to be successful? That's a good question.
So I guess you mean like just limiting myself to pet portraits only. I think that you don't have to limit yourself, but sorry, just want to say something. Yeah.
Is there an echo? Or I was gonna say I can unmute Kim and see if she wants to clarify. Or
yeah.
she said yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I believe it's really important to focus, like narrow down your focuses. Because like I said, a lot of different types of artwork are going to have different audiences, different ways that you target those audiences. And so, it can be straining to try and pour your energy into attacking a lot of different audiences with different marketing strategies. And so what I find is I just wanted to pour my energy into one place and focus on creating success right there. And then once I did, like I said, it's been 4 years now. And so now I'm kind of like have some breathing room, have money in the bank, and I can actually step back and play with other types of artwork. And that's what I started doing this year, was playing around with other things. And now I found something else that I love. So no, I didn't, I think in a way you need to definitely have a focus if you want to find success and be able to put your energy into that. I was a single mom too, so there's definitely time constraints on what I'm capable of accomplishing. So yeah, can always do other artwork in my spare time, and I did. I played around with a lot of stuff, but as far as what I was actually selling and focusing the business on, yes, I did find it's more successful to keep that limited.
Cool. Very good. Very nice. And Eric asked in the chat, how do you do fulfillment?
Yes, I do fulfillment. I use one of the print companies there. It's linked to my website. It's fantastic. I even started the merchandising, a lot of the merch. My business with BunnyPigs is really pretty much strictly commission based. And so what's fun about that is people will order, and it's all digital too. So people order a digital drawing, they get their high resolution download, but I'll also upload that to my site into a customer gallery where they can then go and order their prints, order note cards, order coffee mugs with their dog on it. So yes, I love fulfillment. And I love being very hands off with that, not having to stress about that myself.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see here. Chip is asking, this is a good one. Popular question. People ask, did you have a customer list before you started marketing?
Okay. Yes and no. So I've always done artwork. So I had a lot of kind of previous clients, but it was very much across the board as far as what they bought, because I was all over the board. So I did have some previous customers. I was doing a lot of large scale pencil drawings with equine and Western artwork, and slowly started to kind of get out of that world and not have as much interest in that niche. So when I started the whole pet portrait business, started BunnyPigs, I had a little bit of a list, but for the most part, I think the majority of my customer base came from building an entirely new list.
There you go. Kind of started from scratch
Yeah.
on the side of it. That's awesome.
The current customers are really not the ones that I had before. So when I decided to focus on that niche, everything changed.
Nice. Do you remember how long it took to spin that up? Sorry, I'm going off off the other
How
question.
long it took to build that up? Like,
Yeah.
I know after several months, because I think right now my list is somewhere around 3,000 or so people. And I think in the first 6 months was when I really started to see it get huge, like 1,000 people or so in those first 6 months. I used influencer marketing really heavily there in the beginning when I launched BunnyPigs, and that did wonders for me, helping drive people to the website and get them signed up on the newsletter, doing giveaways using influencers. So that was a world of difference.
Nice. All right, giving all the tactics away, but no. Well, cool. Well, let's see. Kim, thank you for your answer. And she also another question. If an artist is slow in what they do, deliberate, is ASF still a way to go to reach out to the audience out there? Slow in what they do, deliberate.
Slow in what they do. Like, can you elaborate more on that, Kim? What you mean by
Yeah, let's unmute Kim.
like an actual work itself, or?
I'm wondering if she meant like if maybe the paintings take a long time.
Maybe so. Yeah, I think, no matter like what your kind of artistic process is, I think art storefronts is still really a great platform to go on, because, no matter how you do the artwork, you still need to market it and get it out there. And so even if, like, I don't know if you mean by slower, like you just aren't putting out as much artwork, but that being said, they still teach you so much about how to market and get out and sell that work that you are putting out, whether it's a few pieces a month or 20 pieces a month or 50 pieces a month if you're very industrious.
Yeah, I've seen people here who kind of fall in that bucket, Kim, where the art takes longer to make and create, and maybe due to size or oil or whatever they're using, different mediums. A lot of times what they'll do is use our marketing to pre-sell pieces. So they'll have something that they're working on that they'll sell it as they're creating it, using like the marketing tactics of like how they're creating the art. And it'll be sold by the time they're even finished with it, which is really nice as well. So another way to kind of keep things rolling, versus finish it, now let me go figure out how to market it. It's like, well, you could be marketing it the whole time. It's kind of how we see it, and be constantly selling those pieces, which is what you're looking to do, get them on some walls. Let's see, another question.
Questions on the influencers I had mentioned.
I know we opened Pandora's box there.
Yeah.
How long did that take, was what Chip was asking. That might have been what I asked you, just off of my curiosity of how long it took you to build the audience. I think he was talking about there. And Melody, yes, influencer marketing through art storefronts. We do have like a playbook on how to do that.
There's a whole playbook on like how to find and approach influencers.
Yep. So you get that when you come on board. We can't give away all the secrets, but explain what influencer marketing is. Heard the term. Yeah, it's like getting influencers to use their audience to get you more sales, followers, that kind of stuff, get your reach out there and more exposure. All right. Oh, I see a hand up the old-fashioned way. Edward, let us know what you prefer. I'm gonna hit unmute for you here. Oh, I think you might have to unmute on your end.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No worries.
I kind of have a interesting situation. I started doing my art 50 years ago, 45 years ago, and I had a large agency, and I used to give away prints every year for Christmas, and I did that for 18 years. So I have 18,000 prints out worldwide. I kept up with the artwork through the years and kept an audience. I started being on the radio talking to truckers overnight for 18 years. They began to buy and request a lot of the prints. Some of the things I started to do was remake the sets that I had. I had originally about 20 sets. So now I'm retiring, and I've written a book called Mr. Idea Man. I've got a website up and running. The book will probably launch. It may launch before Christmas. We've got some details that have to be sorted out that may delay it. But for example, if you buy the book, you'll be put into a drawing to win one of my prints. There'll be drawings every week. In other words, I've got a huge built up audience that's been following me for years. I'm going to have to hit the ground running at some serious speed.
Yeah.
Can you handle it? I mean, I have been prepared to hire up to a dozen people to hit the ground to be able to supply what I'm predicting is going to come out of this, and it could come very, very quickly. And I've been working at this for 5 years to get ready to get the book done and get ready. And there's an ebook also being done that will have prints and pictures you can pick out off of the ebook. And there's also an audio book because people recognize me from my voice from being on the radio for 18 years. That's all going to hit the ground all at once. I've either got to put a backup team together, or I've got to be able to rely on your team to respond at what could be a fairly high level of can we work that out? I mean, can that be accomplished?
Is that a me question or Allie question? I'm not sure.
I'm just throwing it out there to you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't,
guess
I'm concerned
Are you
that
worried about print volume?
well, what we're going to have to do is, if the book takes off, I'm going to have print volume to supply the prints that come or worded from the book. That's one side. The other side is I have prints of my old series that people keep requesting for all the time. I want to do a second run of that series, but I'm going to probably remark them so that they're essentially new. And I'm going through the process of doing 3 or 4 sets of those right now. But if the book takes off, I mean, like I said, I've been talking to 18,000. I've been talking to 5 million truck drivers a month for 18 years.
Okay. I guess when somebody gets a book, how are they planning on fulfilling that print? Is it like a set size and like a specific?
Yeah, there'll be there'll be a hardcover launch. It'll be available on Amazon. I've had a set of galleries that I have worked with over the years. They're planning to hold launches at the same time at different times across the country, probably maybe a dozen or less. I've gotten commitment from 7, so I think we'll get to a dozen.
I guess it depends on your setup. I mean, our printing companies that we could connect you to for like the print on demand or drop shipping, that's super scalable. We have people who do like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in sales, and we also work with other companies that do more than that, that aren't like individual artists like yourselves. So that's fine, and you're not going to have any issues with that. So like if you set up a store with us that people were coming to fulfill those orders through, that's fine. You're not going to be limited there. It would be a good drop ship solution for you. Now, if you have them physically there with you and you're like signing and numbering them, then yeah, you would, like do like that second edition run. If it's not like an open edition, which I would probably just make it easy on yourself and make them open editions if it's just the giveaway with the book. That way it's
the quest that has kept me alive over all the years with this truck audience is a signed edition.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to have to stay on that track.
So you got to charge a premium for that. You know what I mean? You need to charge for your time. And that goes for everybody in here, right? If you're doing that,
Yeah, I
for
would
your-
charge an upcharge for the signature.
yeah. So if it's just a throw in, then I would just make it an open
No, the
edition.
throw in, that's one of the things I've been toying with is, do I sign, if you're one of the winners, do you get a signed print, or do you just get a print? And
If
do
it's
you get,
yeah, like someone's gonna win, maybe the top prize is like a signed one kind of thing.
yeah, if and then are those just offset prints, or are they, not? Are they? I don't know. I'm a little worried that I'm not going to be ready when the book launches to fulfill the requests, and and still introduce the new material. And I have quite a few originals that are ready to go. Do I take those, a selection of those over into print and offer them? I'm still toying with what I can handle right now. If I have to develop this whole set of a supply chain, so to speak, that's going to, first of all, it's going to take an upfront investment of considerable amount, and I'm going to probably have to hire half a dozen people if it takes off. But could the storefront do that for me?
Do which part of it?
What, all of it? I mean, I would have a storefront that would handle all the new stuff, but then we would have to produce and fulfill what's coming out of that group off the book, and then anything else that would, my older audience, who had, about 35% of them have stayed with me, but that older audience could come to life.
I would say maybe it's a longer conversation. So I would reach out, and I can have one of our someone on my team give you a call and maybe walk you through your options. I would say using us sounds like it could be a solid option for you, but it depends on which way you want to go with like signing things. And I would say get it in the water. I would say you're going to have like, I mean, what you can do is have like a print on there that's a print on demand print that people put in a code for, I guess, and check out with, and then it'll just drop ship them the order. Is probably what you would need, something like that for that. I wouldn't do the hand signing thing individually, just because that's not scalable. If you really want to go that route, do it, I guess, and just see what happens. I wouldn't worry about hiring a dozen people, right? That's overkill for something that could have crickets, right? It might not take off. So I wouldn't.
I think we're going to know real quick if it takes off.
I would rather you just launch it and see what happens, see how many orders you get. Because if you only get a dozen, then hand sign them and send them off.
Well, I get about 200.
Then send an apology email that the turnaround time on your print's going to take a little longer.
based on the audience I've had for 18 years, I get about 200 to 250, 60 orders a year right now.
Okay.
So
I mean, do you want to sign 260 pieces?
I have. They've been signed.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you want to do that again? Going to? Then go that route.
Yeah, probably, because I've set the precedent. I'm not sure I can back away from that.
It's free with a book. I mean, you can change that precedent and charge a premium for your time. Everybody should always do that, right? Charge a premium for your time, right? You're also just hitting levels of people's budgets, right? Generally, this goes for offering like limited editions, originals, and then open editions. Like originals is the most expensive, right? Then below that, you're going to charge for a limited edition. And then, that's people paying you for the hand signing, maybe it's a specific really nice media or something different. And then the people still who can't afford that, take an open edition because they still love your art. They still want a piece and enjoy it in their home. So yeah, it's not a crazy thing for you to change the precedent on a throw-in, that it's not the premium product that you would let people buy, right? Or make that an option and have them upsell to pay for it, right? So that's you've got options there. You just got to figure out which way you want to go. But I doubt anybody's going to get mad about that. Just you can always undo that. If you make that decision and people complain, go back to what you were doing.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's going to notice. So cool. All right, I think we fell behind on the chat a little bit here. Eric asked, do you have production sources that can do signed product, or is that something the artist must handle? Also, do you have sources for matting and framing? I currently only have prints with big margins that I can send framed or other formats.
Yeah. So, yeah, when it comes to the signed pieces, like you would obviously, it can still be fulfilled through art storefronts, but obviously the artist would have to have that shipped to them first in order to sign it. And then, so then that gives you the added trouble of now you have to ship it out to the customer. And then there's definitely framing and matting. There's some gorgeous framing and matting that's available. Like I love all the different options on those.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, and then should original be work? Kim's asking, should all original work done by artists be made into print specific number, and the ownership to the rights of the original image be retained in some way to work with ASF for Allie or ASF? The question's for either of us.
Yeah, me personally, I believe why not create prints of every original you do, because the original is still exclusive because it's the original, but then also you're giving yourself the opportunity to continuously make money off of that one once it's out the door. Once some collector buys that original painting, you still have the rights to it. You can still keep selling prints to it. You say it's like specific number, like I'm not like Joseph and Ed were just talking about, I'm not a huge fan of the limited editions and the need to sign everything. I don't think that that's quite as valued by people as sometimes artists like to think it is. So for me, it's like I'm all about just volume and getting stuff out there and making it as easiest on me as I can. Because again, the 4-year-old who just came in. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. I know some artists have like different takes on that, but that's what I see. I'm all about efficiency.
Yeah, I agree.
Income, like keep making the money.
Exactly. So yeah, you're going to limit it. It's really more of a sales tactic. It's a way for you to charge a premium on a print and charge more for it, because generally the quality of the limited edition and the open edition, like from a print standpoint, is the same, right? All of our printers, it's all archival museum quality prints. So really high quality. They're no matter what they're buying at that point, they are really buying for your personal touch on it. So charge a premium for your time. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the rights to the art's all yours. We don't want that. We're more like, I always say, think of us like we're the building that's the art gallery online for you, and you're hanging the art on the walls. It's your art with your name on it on the sign, and we're just the building, so to speak. So it's all your art. And did you say that framing and matting services, like some of the big sites hosting multiple artists? I think that might be 2 things combined. All of our print on demand does have like matting and framing. So it's turnkey. The printers we use will print, frame, and ship it all right out of their facility. So you can offer all of those fun things. And then like some of the big sites, Melody, I don't know if I'm reading this wrong, but yeah, generally we're trying to give you and all artists and photographers the same buying experience that those like huge big sites have, but on your own personal store. That's more like your own personal gallery. So it's similar buying experience because that works, but we're trying to give you that on an individual basis. So, and can several artists be on one art storefront? Yeah, yeah, it's your store. So you can put anybody's art that you want in there on the walls, as long as it's okay with them. So cool. I don't know, Allie, if you have anything to add on that. Have you ever thought about adding some other artists to your site?
I've toyed around with the idea. I've toyed around with the idea of creating a whole sort of pet portrait one-stop shop for different styles. Hey, something terrible happened. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself a moment and see.
Okay. we can queue up some more questions. But yeah, so if anybody has a question, just do the old-fashioned wave or do the hand up thing. And oh, Mark's got one. Here, I'll unmute you. Also, while if you want to unmute Mark, and then while Allie gets that situated, tell us about yourself, Mark. Artist, photographer.
Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm a oil painter, mostly figurative, representational painting wise. And I guess my question was to either of you, but as far as print quality, I know you touched on that recently just now, as far as archival and whatnot and the quality of it. Would I be able to see the end result in any capacity, or would I have to purchase something in order to see a sample, or would you do chunk color or something that would be available to me to just go over? Or I guess, are you satisfied, Allie, with um, the overall quality?
Yeah, yes. No, I love the quality of it. It's been quite a while now since I have even ordered any for myself. Joseph, I think there was something like I'll let you speak to that as far as like samples or anything like that, because it has been a while since I actually went through the process of checking out the quality, but I love it. I haven't had any complaints at all from customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people when they come on board, just get a piece for themselves or like order maybe like a sample pack or something just to kind of feel for what it is. And then maybe use it for promotional purposes and stuff like that. Cause it is good for you guys to have a piece if you ever do something like this with art buyers, that you can hold it and they can see it. So a lot of times people will do that, but once it's dialed in, kind of like Allie said, like it's going to be the same print over and over from the same printer. So it's like once it's dialed in, you really don't have to worry about it ever again.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had to sign off on it, or what that process is. I'm assuming, obviously, if you're content with the end result, that's what I was asking. I guess that was the question. So,
It's nice now because like now I know, and I do the artwork and it's like I trust now. I put it up there, upload it, and I never even get a sample print at all. So I'll put stuff out there without ever even seeing what it's going to come out looking like on print because I trust the quality now. So I
okay.
got those first few samples in the beginning. Every now and then I might still order something for myself. Again, like Joseph was saying, just promotional purchases. I'll use it, throw some selfies up there. Like people like to see your face and pictures with the artwork.
Sure.
And then, yeah. But
Yeah.
And what is like a standard for quality wise to send to the vendor, for instance, as far as DPI, and what's required as far as shooting your own work? How does that work as far as sending them a sample to get the best possible outcome?
yeah, I do 300 DPI. Like all of my stuff has been digital for so long. So on
Right.
these, I'm about to have fun dealing with trying to photograph these and
Yeah.
some of the art storefronts lessons there.
Yeah. Man, it's been a while since I said it. I think it is so you can go up to 100 megabytes on the file size. That's generally the big important part. So we let you upload a really big file. And then what is the minimum DPI? Probably like 150, I want to say, but I think 300 is the most common DPI just that we hear. But I think that's more of a minimum, not really a maximum on the DPI.
Yeah.
And then it's
What
more
was the meg capacity again?
100 megabytes.
Okay.
So we're the biggest on the market. Like I think the closest thing I've ever seen, like a lot of marketplaces are 10, just to kind of give you a difference, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're 10 times the size of that. And it's also nice because our software, and Allie can attest to this, when you upload it, it just populates all the sizes for you. So it's not going to let you offer anything bigger than the printer can actually make it look nice. So you don't have to worry about an image going out there that someone ordered too big and it's all grainy or granular or
Sure.
anything like that.
Love that.
Yeah, so it's nice. There's a lot of things you're like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. Another good thing just to know, it's all wholesale cost, right? So it's like if you went straight to the printer, and like what's your cost, that's what you guys pay for the print. So if you wanted to, and since we have so many members, we're almost like a co-op, so everybody kind of gets discounts. So you guys save there too. But if you ever wanted to order a print from yourself, you just order it from the printer and you just pay the cost of the print. So that's really nice too, on that. So a lot of people who do shows and stuff will do big orders to get all their prints for that at certain times of the year, things like that. So.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Absolutely. Good question. I love it. Love it. Thanks for hopping in, Mark. Gabriel's got a question. Let me unmute you. And Gabriel, one, tell us what kind of artist you are, or photographer. And then two, I could have swore I saw you do like a walk in a journey to get where you are. So tell us about that.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
this is stressing me out. He's gonna like, I would twist an ankle if I were trying to like look at this and walk. I would like, anyways. So
Nice. Yeah, my name's Gabriel Stockton. I live here in sunny San Diego, but it's not so sunny today. Yeah, so I have if you ever been to San Diego, we have this place. Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, great. We have Balboa Park. So you saw Balboa Park in the background there as I was walking to my studio here in Spanish Village. The studio here, I share this space. You have to be jured into this location. So my doors aren't open yet to the public. We open at 11 here in San Diego. And I share this space with a lady that does jewelry, a lady that does boards, and a gal that does mixed media, color pencil. And what I do is watercolor, plein air paintings. This is something I'm just wrapping up right now. I'm a brand ambassador with Daniel Smith, so I get some really nice paints for free, and I get brushes from Escoda. Oh no! Oh, so sorry, my battery's dying.
question real fast. What was the question?
Yeah, the question is how do I calibrate my camera, my monitor to your printer? And the other question is, how much following do I need to come with, and how much following are you providing? That's my two questions.
Okay. I'm not even going to touch the calibration. That's beyond me. I have a photographer friend who's going to be helping me with all that. But as far as like coming with, you don't have to come with any audience at all. There's been artists who have joined who have had no audience starting out with. What ASF does is they teach you how to build that audience. They teach you how to cultivate your audience and build that list in order to get out there and start building the business, you know? So it's not like they're just handing over an audience to you. Your audience is going to be very unique to you, but they have all the tools and the resources to show you how to do that and to show you all the best practices and keep you from like, you know, fumbling around and doing a lot of things, wasting time doing a lot of things that don't work. They know the things that do work and guide you in that direction. So, but yeah, you don't have anything to start with.
I definitely have been listening to the CEO's podcast, and I like his attitude to hustle. And I'm a hard worker at what I do. Before I was a full-time artist, I was a barber, so I had plenty of haircuts to do. 14-hour day, booked out 4 months out of the year. And so, but yeah, like, what if I already have a website?
Yeah, I mean, if you already have a website, you know, and you choose to transfer over to art storefronts, I mean, that's totally doable. Like for me, it's like I can't remember what my old website was hosted through, but it was just a matter of just transferring the domain and moving content over. So in order to get that upgrade with art storefronts. But
Good deal. Thank you so much.
of course.
Very cool.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys' time, and I have to run out to the car to get my charger. But have a wonderful day.
I'm
Keep
chatting
your
with them.
keep painting, keep doing your art. We need art. It changes the world. Thank you so much.
Love it. Thanks for sharing with us.
Yeah, ciao.
All right, let's see here. Where do we leave off in the chat? Is an original sent to ASF to produce a print, or how does that work? Maybe a silly question, but newbie here. Oh, I guess that kind of goes to what he asked as well. So popular question today.
It is.
Yeah, you just need the file, to make the print from, and then you just upload that. I generally see, like Ali said, she's about to try and go down that adventure as well on how to do that. There's several ways to do it. The one everyone knows it's the most expensive way to do it is to go get it professionally scanned, which is the most expensive route. A little bit of overkill. Some people pay a photographer, have a photographer friend to do it for them, or some people take those images themselves. We do have a blog article that I can pull up in a second, maybe drop in the chat for everybody, that gives you kind of a guidance on how to do that and some lighting recommendations and stuff like that. Because once you have the file and you upload that, you should be good to go. Did that help? Hopefully, Kim. I don't know. Anything to add on that, Ali, or is that just
No, that's,
not
I mean,
everything either?
yeah, I don't know anything about taking the photos. Like I said, I've been really spoiled doing digital art for a while, so I haven't had to worry about that step for a bit. So yeah, having a good photographer friends helps. It's nice.
Nice. So there you go. And I gotta, and again, anybody who's got a question, just raise your hand. We'll get you. Melody asked, what technical support did you get to transfer over your website? If you need a completely revamped website, how much do you charge to do that? How was the technical support for you?
Oh, the technical support's fabulous. They're so quick on that, but there's tons of, so it's like they have all these, I love the new templates, by the way. I mean, I remember 4 years ago what there was available, and then looking at the websites now as I'm about to launch this new one, it's so exciting seeing these new templates. So yeah, you get like this really fantastic choice of templates that you can use. And then there's a lot of extremely detailed tutorials about how to go about uploading your artwork, getting these pages set up. Tech support is right there. There's chat features. They're super quick to respond. But yeah, and then, I know there's a lot of added help. Joseph, maybe you can speak to that, but yeah, they're there for you. I don't know.
Yeah, the templates have gotten better. Our support's been great for a long time. As I kind of helped Ali get on board, times have changed. We actually now have options where we can set the site up for you when you come over as well. So we'll add the content, like, you give us the content and the name and what domain you want to use, and we'll make the pizza for you, basically. Right now, what we charge for that, actually, we have a promotion where we're doing a kind of a website setup event to help everybody get up for October 1st, ideally here, which, it takes us a couple weeks to set it up. So the window is getting short, but the fourth quarter of the year here, October, November, December, is the biggest art selling time of the year. So a lot of our artists sell about 80% sometimes of their total art sales happen in the next months coming up. So we're actually doing it where you sign up right now. I guess this week we'll set up the site for you for free as a throw in. So it's a pretty good special. Make it really easy for you to get up and be up in time for the big fourth quarter coming up. Kim's asking, are only prints sold through ASF or originals too?
So you can sell it all through your website. You can sell prints, originals, you can sell custom work like I do. But yeah, the originals, it's just, you can still list those on the site, of course, but again, you're going to be the one shipping it this time. So it's not like you they don't have somewhere in an Amazon warehouse or anything where they're holding everybody's originals. But yeah, absolutely. Sell whatever type of artwork you have to sell, put it up there on the site.
Mhm. And that goes even like Melody does we have sculptors that sell, or people do both and sell both. But if the content is totally different, then it might not make sense for everybody. So generally we can always look at your art and make some recommendations there too. So awesome. We got a smiley face on that. All right, what else we got? Any other questions? No? Maybe not. Anyone with the camera on who's feeling brave? Got any other questions? Veronica, maybe. I don't want to pick on her, but you got any questions, Veronica? I can unmute you. Here, let's try. Let's see. If not, just tell us about yourself. What kind of artist are you?
There you go.
Hey.
Hi. I'm not really the artist. My husband was a corporate and fashion photographer in New York, and I really want to promote his work. He has since passed, but he has some phenomenal work, and I want to share. And I can't say I'm not an artist. I took art at the University of Toronto, which is not known for art, but it was really fun. And I developed a unique way of applying material to canvas, and everything is one of a kind. So I thought art storefront for me, once I got organized with all his product, it's all over his studio. Art storefront would be great for me, for him, but for my artwork, it's all kind of original. It doesn't lend itself to prints. So I probably need to speak to one of your absolutely wonderful people and figure that out. Because you are one of the things on my bucket list. And thank goodness my bucket list is getting shorter as my gray hairs are getting more. So I need to get it together. And by the way, as you've been talking, I've been taking copious notes. So I feel like I'm in tutorial, and I thank you. And I thank all the attendees for being so generous with their questions and with the answers. So it's always a pleasure. And I hope to be a member of Art Storefront real quick.
Yeah.
I think it's just an apps. I think that it checks all the boxes. And I think the one thing that really sells me is that you are transparent. You are authentic. You have real roots in a community that has too many times been taken advantage of or misdirected. And I think that you are able to really give advice that makes sense to each individual member of your community. And that is why I am, so anxious to get started. I was going to do it last time, but I'm recovering from surgery from a car accident. So the top half of me is good. The bottom half of me is not. Anyway, there you go.
Okay.
Well,
Thanks so much, Veronica. Yeah. Two things I want to address on that. Like you talked about the originals and how you weren't so sure about that lending itself to prints. And that's totally fine. Like I feel like art, even if all you want to do is originals and not even put those up as prints, like I feel like Art Storefronts is still so incredible, and teaching you that marketing and teaching you how to get premium price for those originals. So just because you aren't interested in doing prints, like it's still a fantastic option and way to go. Another thing, like you talked about Art Storefronts and how you can tell like the community and everything. That's something that I kind of tell a lot of people, because I remember like it really is an incredible company. There was a time I had started, like after launching BunnyPigs, like I was overwhelmed. I can't remember what all the issues were. I just remember like she was little, and so I didn't sleep much back then, so my memory is foggy. But I had just been facing all these frustrations, and the CEO of the company, Nick, he actually gave me a call one day. He said, let's sit down and throw around some ideas and figure this out. You know, he's like, there's got to be a way to like make things better for you and make this more efficient, make it work. And, you know, obviously that was years ago when the company was a lot smaller. So I know Nick can't just go out and call everyone now. But that's the attitude that everyone, this whole company he's built, that's the attitude they have. Like you truly see that they care about their artist. And that's been my favorite thing. Like, I know they're not just this tech company creating websites, you know, to go and make a buck. They love seeing artists succeed. And that's my favorite thing. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
I appreciate, thank you. That's really important, especially I think sort of in today's environment.
Mhm.
You know, you're kind of always looking over your shoulder, you're not quite sure. And I think with Art Storefront, you don't have to look over your shoulder, you just look up in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Guide, of course. Thank you for joining.
Awesome. Well, anybody else got any questions on, just talk about your art or questions for Allie while we have her. And thank you for doing this. It's just awesome.
No,
to
I love
hear.
this. Like it was really fun. Like when I revamped my business, and you know, I know the struggle of like wanting to make a living off your artwork as a creative, and finally being able to do that is so awesome. So if I can help other artists do that, then yeah, like why not?
Well, I guess if no other questions, if we're going once, going twice, I guess we can call it a day for today. But yeah, thank you guys all for joining us. And again, very big thank you to Allie for doing this. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'll always just happy to meet you guys and see you grow and get your art out there. So yeah, like Gabriel said, just keep painting. Never give up on that. The world with blank walls is not the world we want to live in. So let's get some art out there. But thank you guys so much for joining us again. Thank you, Allie. And yeah, the pretty good promotion with the free site setup thing. Save you guys a ton of time. So if your timing's right and you want to try and get the art out there for the big upcoming holiday season, reach out. We'll be happy to give you a call and just make sure everything's a good fit for you and hopefully get you started. But awesome, y'all. Well, have a great day and a great weekend. And yeah, hopefully